means otherwise, but here it's used to make a suggestion. Fangshan is one of the most famous old restaurants in Beijing. Shan refers to Yu Shan. This is a fancy term to refer to the emperor's meals. Shan means meal. For example, Yong Shan is to eat a meal. Fang is to imitate. So Fangshan, just like the emperor's meals. This restaurant is located on the site of what was once one of the imperial kitchens, and they serve imperial-style food. We saw this term 宫廷小吃 earlier when we were talking about snack food. 宫廷小吃 are palace snacks or imperial-style snack foods. Here you can try things like 豌豆黄. This is a sweet paste made with peas. 芸豆卷儿, kidney bean rolls. 小窝头, these are mini steamed corn buns. Or 肉末烧饼, baked buns with ground meat, a little bit like mini hamburgers. These are all special dishes that are considered 宫廷小吃, imperial snacks. Now that the subject of food has been raised, Xiaojie doesn't have any time for rowing. 顾不上. It means to not be able to pay attention to something, to not have time for that. 顾不上. Okay, let's watch that part again.
哎，小杰啊，要不然我先带你去仿膳吃点东西吧。
仿膳？这是什么地方？
小杰啊，以前皇帝吃饭呀就叫做用膳，仿膳呢是一个饭店的名字。哎，就在北海公园里头，卖的都是啊皇帝以前吃的东西和一些宫廷小吃。
宫廷小吃？
对，就是啊以前皇宫里的人经常吃的小吃，比如说豌豆黄、芸豆卷儿、小窝头。肉末烧饼等等。
啊，别说了，我们先去吃吧。
你现在不着急划船了？
顾不上，我们先去吃好吃的再说。
走。
Let's take a bit of a break from our language lesson now and talk a little bit more about Beihai Park. You know, this has been a playground for emperors for hundreds of years. Some attribute the site to Kublai Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan and founder of the Yuan dynasty in China. The island at the southern end of the lake is said to have been created by excavating the site on the orders of Kublai Khan. And this location is associated with his grand palace. This would have been the center of Beijing before the Forbidden City was built in the Ming and Qing dynasties. Unfortunately, all that remains of the Khan's palace today is a large jar made of green jade. Dominating this island, known as Jade Islet, is a 36-meter high white Dagobah, originally built in 1651 and then rebuilt in 1741. This is one of the most famous Dagobahs in all of China. Stupas of all kinds appeared in China with the import of Buddhism. In Chinese, these are known as ta, including all styles of stupas and pagodas. Initially, stupas were said to contain some sort of Buddhist relic or ashes of a saintly Buddha. Other times, stupas were built to safekeep holy scriptures and various ritual implements. This leads to the term Fota, Buddhist pagoda, or Baota, treasure pagodas. The Dagobah is a pagoda of Tibetan style and is sometimes called Lamata, after the Lamanist school of Buddhism. Mongolians have also been followers of this school, which originated in Tibet. So it makes sense that Kublai Khan would set about building a large Dagobah in Beijing after selecting the city as the capital of the Yuan dynasty. It was hoped that the Dagobah would symbolize the regime's divine power and keep the nation at peace. Another attraction in Beihai Park is the 9-dragon wall, Jiulongbi, sculpted in 7 colors of glazed tile. Screen walls were common in traditional architecture for giving privacy to an entrance, as well as serving as a symbol of rank. The number 9 and the dragon are both symbols of the emperor. The screen wall in Beihai Park is considered the most splendid of 3 similar walls in China dating from the Ming dynasty. So the wall in Beihai Park is definitely worth seeing when you visit. Now let's take a look at some of the language points that came up in today's dialogue. For example, 仿佛. This is like 好像. It seems, as if. For example, 看着这些老照片，我仿佛又回到了从前. Looking at these old photos, it's as if I've gone back to the past. 看着这些老照片，我仿佛又回到了从前。
这个地方一点都没变呀，白塔绿树红墙。我仿佛呀 又回到了以前的生活。
Here's another language point. 近 as in 接近, almost, up to, not exceeding a certain number. For example, 中国有近5000年的文化历史. China has almost 5,000 years of cultural history. 中国有近5000年的文化历史。
那个时候就有北海公园了。
看你说的，这个地方呀，有近1000年的历史了。
Now it's time to do a few substitutions. Here's an interesting pattern, 一口气, showing that an action has happened continuously or without interruption, not necessarily in one breath, but without interruption. For example, 他太渴了，一口气喝掉了一整瓶的水。He was too thirsty. He drank a whole bottle of water at once.
他饿极了，居然一口气吃了30个饺子。
他饿极了，居然一口气吃了30个饺子。
这本书我是一口气读完的。
这本书我是一口气读完的。
Here's another pattern for substitutions. 顾不上. That means you're too busy or for some reason you just can't pay attention or you can't think about something. For example, 他一工作起来就什么都忘了，常常连晚饭都顾不上吃。When he starts working, he forgets everything else. He often forgets to have his dinner even, or he's so busy he can't even think about dinner.
他光顾着照相，连话都顾不上和我们说了。
他光顾着照相，连话都顾不上和我们说了。
他整天工作都顾不上回家了。
他整天工作都顾不上回家了。
Today we went to Beihai Park, Beihai 公园, and saw sites like the White Dagobah, 白塔, or the 九龙壁, the Nine Dragons Screen. Sometimes in these places you can get the feeling that 仿佛回到了过去的生活. You've gone back to life in the past. Well, in the last couple of episodes, we've seen some of the big sights around Beijing. Next up, we're going to do something a little bit more down to earth.